Hello Internet! Welcome to Clique Theory. This is not the video I planned to do. Are you noticing a pattern here? Cause I am. Every time I decide on like a specific video or a specific theory to do, the pilots and their like weird clique spidey sense just dump more stuff into the proverbial trench pile. Just right into that trench. But after watching that video like at least 30 times on a loop, I think it's pretty safe to say that I have some things to say about the hype. Now, I haven't done any theories about the Trench album as a whole, or really any of the songs specifically except for Levitate. Clearly, it's not going to stay that way. But before I tell you my thoughts on the hype video, I want to talk about the song a bit, for, you know, obvious reasons. It's the hype video. The song is in it. We gotta talk about the song first. What really sticks out to me about the chorus of the hype is the repeated "don't believe the hype." The way I've seen this interpreted the most is being a remark about their success. Tyler and Josh still fear nobody will come to their shows or that the clique will just magically disappear someday. It's not gonna happen. Hey guys, it's not gonna happen. Like, I'm inked. I'm not going anywhere. They genuinely don't believe the hype about their own band. And there's a lot of truth to that reading. Don't trust a perfect person and don't trust a song that's flawless. Don't believe the hype. They're constantly warning us not to just take everything at face value, to not believe everything we see. There's more to pop culture and fame and success than meets the eye, which is why I'm fairly positive that there's a lot more to the hype than just the literal hype. At the beginning of the song, Tyler brings back a familiar metaphor with "sometimes I feel cold, even paralyzed." Tyler uses hot and cold as a metaphor for good and bad a lot. The world around us is burning, but we're so cold. I know my soul's freezing, hell's hot for good reason. In Ride, he tells us he just wants to stay in the sun, which is warm. Warmth is good. Cold is bad. I generally take that distinction to mean that when he's warm, he's in a good place. When he's cold, he's paralyzed, he's in a bad place. Fear, insecurity, anxiety, depression are all getting to him in that place. In Ride, his solution was to stay in the sun. Later in the hype, it might take some friends and a warmer shirt, shares the same sentiment. At the beginning of the song, he says, "My interior world needs to sanitize." He wants to clean out the bad, smoke it out the basement. Chlorine is a gas. Why is Heavy Dirty Soul the answer to everything? Mr. Tyler Robert Joseph, why is Heavy Dirty Soul the answer to everything? I just want to talk. Now, I've Gotta Step Through or I'll Dissipate is interesting to me for several reasons. First, dissipate has multiple meanings. The first is the one that I already knew about, to scatter in various directions. The second, to spend or used wastefully. In my last video, I talked extensively about how Tyler is afraid of running out of time, and this lyric has the same sentiment in it. He's trying not to waste something, to step through before it's too late. That could be time. The second thing that's interesting to me about that lyric is the term "step through." That's a term that we see in one of the Clancy letters, the one where he's detailing how he plans to escape from Dima. If we time it right, we'll divert the attention of the watchers and finally take the step through. This makes me think that the thing that he doesn't want to waste is his chance to escape Dima. He's got an opportunity and he can't hesitate. He has to go for it before it's gone. Then he tells us he'll record his step through for his basement tapes. Even more callbacks to Heavy Dirty Soul. Why am I shocked anymore? Why am I shocked? I shouldn't be shocked. It also sounds like Tyler knows that he'll be back. He knows that he'll end up in Dima again and he'll have to escape again. Even the bridge, "No, I don't know which way I'm going, but I can hear my way around," supports this interpretation. Tyler has said that Salo Folina is what the banditos sing when they're entrenched, the sound we make when in between two places. He can hear the other banditos entrenched, leading the way, following the sound to freedom. It's not the first time that he's talked, or sung, about singing. Lines like, "My people singing, sing it with me if you know what I'm talking about. There's some people and I who have a really tough time getting through this life, so excuse us while we sing to the sky. So I sing Salo Folina." I want to go back to that line and scream, or better yet, I just want to go back to scream, because that one makes a lot of sense with the hype video. I mean, literally, there is a screen on my chest. The video opens with Tyler opening a door in his chest, a window into his soul. Your heart's in your chest, is that something? Anyway, the chest window shows us a scene of Tyler and Josh playing music for a small group of people at nighttime. Midway through the second verse, however, Tyler disconnects his bass and leaves, going into the next scene, a show from a garage for a slightly bigger group of people. With the lyric, "It might take some friends and a warmer shirt," we not only see an increase in the crowd that's watching, but also the layers of plaid that they're wearing. That's something interesting about the hype. Not just that they're wearing a lot of plaid, flannels are warm. It's literally a warmer shirt. As the scenes change, as the group of people watching, the fans in the crowd, as that grows, the amount of layers of plaid and flannel that they're wearing also increases. Then Tyler climbs onto the roof, and it's daytime now, and Josh is just kind of there with his drums because that makes sense. Weird Beatles rooftop concert reboot. There's more flannel, there's more people in the crowd cheering and singing and fist pumping the music. Ned's there, love that for Ned. And then the roof caves in. Now, let's talk about falling, because if there's something that Tyler writes about more than time, it's probably that. I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. By the time I find it handy to rip my heart apart and start planning my crash landing. Or even in Screen, look out below crashing down to the ground just like a vertical locomotive. The entirety of Trapdoor. Look, Tyler watches a lot of falling compilations, and that clearly inspired him. Tyler and Josh fall through the ceiling as the chorus repeats one final time. They also just kinda stand there with their arms out as the room like magically puts itself back together, like some kind of weird occult ritual. I'm not judging. And as the house is just kind of magically resetting itself, Tyler starts patching up things with yellow tape. Yellow tape. Interesting. Now there's a lot of Easter eggs in the house. The picture of the sunflowers, the picture of a sunrise Tyler tapes back to the wall, the abundance of plaid curtains and pillows. I probably missed most of it. Listen, I watched that video 30 times, but it's kind of hard to focus on anything other than the fact that they literally fall through a roof and then the house just starts to magically reset itself because it's nighttime again, I guess. But remember, that's a metaphor that Tyler uses a lot, more than any other metaphor, day and night. Similar to hot and cold, daytime is safe. Nighttime is when it gets scary. It's something that I've definitely talked about. The nighttime can be terrifying for people with or without mental health problems. It's a time where you're left completely alone with your thoughts as you're trying to fall asleep. If you are someone who does sleep, I can't relate. And we know how Tyler feels about sleep, as he's constantly equating it to death and that metaphor. It makes a lot of sense for everything to reset when it does. They're back in the living room where it started, just the two of them. Like Trench, like the Blurry Face album, like Heavy Dirty Soul, like the Jumpsuit Nico Levitate trilogy. This video is another cycle. Tyler and Josh don't believe the hype about 21 Pilots. They're ready for their success to die down, for their fame to diminish. They've made peace with the inevitability that this rampant, overwhelming, all-consuming fame won't last forever. And I think that's a really good thing. At the end of the day, it's just Tyler and Josh and the music. That is the one constant in that video. It's the reason they do what they do, not just for themselves, but for others. Music to use it, for others to use it. In Bandito, Tyler straight up tells us, "I created this world to feel some control." Like with Blurry Face, Trench was created to deal with something, and that's personal. To Tyler and Josh, it's okay if they don't maintain this level of fame. They'd probably prefer it if they weren't so famous. As much as they love spreading the music and the message, they already have what gets them through the night. The music. And the clique. There were a few listeners in the living room at the start, and that group only grew as the video progressed. As the group of fans grows, so does the amount of warm shirts they've got on. They use this music, and so do we. The boys know that. Tyler has said that he leans on us, on the clique. Lean on my pride, if you will. He trusts that we've got his back. In opening up the screen on his chest, Tyler shows us his heart. What we saw in that video is what's in his heart, what he values, what's important. this is what really matters to him. The music and his people singing. But hey, that's just a theory! Should I bring that back? I don't know. I stole that from Matt Pat from Game Theory and I feel bad. So what do you think about the hype? I really loved that video. I have been in love with that song since Trench dropped. I think it's beautiful. The whole bridge just gets my heart. I love that song so much. Just as for the hype, I'm so glad it's on the set list now. 21 Pilots, please come back to Phoenix. As I mentioned, this isn't the video I plan on doing this week. As I so often do, I started writing another theory and the pilots went, hey, what if actually we dropped something else that you need to address immediately? Instead, what if we did that? So here we are. But you know what? I will take the excuse to talk about the hype because I love that song. The theory I am working on next has a lot to do with some of the things that I talked about in this video, so that's exciting. Some more tie-ins, probably more Heavy Dirty Soul, because apparently that's the key to everything. I'm not mad. I'm not. I think it's great. I think it's really clever and brilliant, and I'm just, man, what I wouldn't give to just sit and have a conversation with Tyler Joseph about his writing process. What I would not give. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Things that you want me to address? Are there theories that you want me to do? Are there things on Trench that you want explained? Do you want answers? Do I have answers? I may not have answers. I can try though. Let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll have the next theory up soon. I am starting school next week, so outlook unclear. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Disney Channel.